time for illegal ham in the face. But bro, where's the banjo?
Some Cleveland sports shows try to give you hot takes, but only one can give you a big old piece of hot ham. Welcome to Illegal Ham to the Face. Talking all Cleveland sports. And don't forget our Fat Boy Tuesday, where we also ham it up with some fun food topics. Without further ado, let's serve up some ham. Here are the Ham Boys, Fatty, and Big Bry.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome on into another episode of Illegal Ham to the Face. I am that fat guy, Jared Fatty Bates. He is Big Bry. Bry, what's going on, big fella?
Same old, my friend. How you doing?
I'm doing good, buddy. Warmer weather outside, almost t-shirt time, dare I say, from last week. We had some great football this weekend. The Cavs finally got back in the win column. So it's been good. Okay.
Entertaining week, right?
Yeah, definitely. So I was watching sports all weekend, so it's kind of fun. Between basketball and this new indoor golf that they're doing. It's been kind of
right. I just watched that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that maybe next week because it's kind of weird for me seeing artificial turf everywhere.
Could be the new way of golf, especially in the north in the cold months.
That is true. James is here. What's going on, James?
James.
Our show is brought to you by Hero Keel and Lake Erie APA right there. Also, City Dogs Cleveland. We still have two dogs that need to get out of there, Bri. Longest residents, Ashlyn and Gazelle. Never stopped being shorts weather. It did when it got to -6 up here. It stopped being shorts weather.
I saw a kid last week walking to high school in gym shorts and a t-shirt. I couldn't believe it. I mean, it wasn't the real cold days, but it was probably around 20 or so. I'm like, this kid's nuts. I don't know. I probably did it when I was his age, though.
Got Jarvis in here tonight. What's going on, Jarvis?
What's up?
Or Javius, I'm sorry. Oh, my God. I need to get my eyes checked. All right. So, Brian, our show tonight, we're going to dive into a little bit of Browns, a little bit of Cavs. Fat Boy Tuesday tonight, we're talking boneless wings, Brian. Right up our alley. We definitely love some boneless wings. So, Brian, you have a top 3 tonight that said it needs a little bit of explaining. What'd you pick for a top 3 tonight, buddy?
Yeah, I don't know if it needs explaining. It's just I was going to set it up just because it's kind of a dumb one, and it came to me today. And the reason it came to me today is because of what happened yesterday. I don't know if you heard or you saw the Duke game yesterday, where the kid threw up. There was a kid who was just kind of playing offense, just standing there, threw up on the court, and just kind of out of nowhere, which is kind of weird and funny in itself. But then I kept hearing all day people talk about this story, and they kept explaining it in a different way. And so it kind of got me thinking there's a lot of different slang terms for throwing up. So give me your top 3 favorite, funniest slang terms for throwing up. I came up with 7 just off the top of my head. And there's a lot. There's some good ones. And I meant to Google it, but I didn't even Google it. So maybe you can come up with ones that I've never heard of before. But there's a lot of funny ones. So it's just a stupid one since there's not a whole lot of entertaining sports going on right now.
All right. That's a fun one. Man, now I'm going to put my thinking cap on. I got 3 off the top of my head, but I can come up with some more. I want to round them off. I want to rattle them off like James Vanderbeek at Varsity Blues when he's talking about Pedro. I just want to start rambling them off like that, but I don't have them all right in together because I just want to blow some people's mind.
Put your thinking cap on. They'll come to you.
All right, Brian. Do you have any shout outs this week, my brother?
No shout outs for me.
Same here, buddy. It's been kind of a low key couple weeks. Actually,
Sure.
one. John at our work, Bry, got a superintendent's job out in Rochester, New York. He's heading back home. So congratulations to him on his superintendent job. Wish him all the best. We're having a going away party for him tomorrow, so it's going to be kind of interesting.
So he's still around. He hasn't left yet.
No, I think he doesn't start there till like the 10th of February, but they have national turf and all that stuff coming up. So, but we're hitting up,
right,
Brian. We're hitting up the old Cork and Bottle tomorrow.
Interesting. Just for a lunch out or breakfast out.
Oh no, this is going to be an afternoon kind of thing. So,
this is for his going away party.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we're
going to be
checking out Cork and Bottle. So it'll be a fun time for him. But congratulations to him. He's worked really hard at what he does, and just anytime you can move up the ladder like that, it's a great thing. So that's the only shout out I got, Bry. But we do have to get our show going. It is time for our trivia, which is brought to you by City Dogs Cleveland. And Bry, it is your turn for trivia. Let me get our sounder ready here, and then we will go through some City Dogs for Cleveland for you. All right, so trivia is brought to you by City Dogs Cleveland, and this beautiful face right here, Gazelle, is one of the longest residents at City Dogs Cleveland. If you can please get her adopted and out of the kennel. I know she's warm now, Bri, but she could be a lot warmer in somebody's house and somebody's loving arms. Like we always say, if you cannot adopt, please volunteer, donate, whatever you can do to help out a city dog. Still love that face right there. That's going to be my favorite picture right there of all time. I don't know why. Just I might go.
Is there a fire behind it? Is that in front of the fireplace?
Yep, he's right in front of the fireplace, and I know that most of the time I can judge what a dog's thinking right there, and he is looking up at sausage right now, waiting for somebody to drop that. And I mean, pretty telling sign right there. But City Dogs Cleveland, great for us. March 4th, I believe, is the Puck for Paws coming up. Get your tickets. Cleveland Monsters game. Go out, support City Dogs Cleveland. I know my family and I will be there. So come out and support, have a good time, watch some hockey, some Cleveland hockey, and just help out a city dog from City Dogs Cleveland. All right, Brian, what's our trivia tonight?
Well, believe it or not, as I drop my pen, I have a baseball trivia for you. And
shut up. You don't do that to me.
I know, right? I meant to, this is kind of me cleaning it up, I guess. I think I might have buried this one, but we're going back maybe a month, maybe longer. When Ricky Henderson passed away. I don't think we talked about it much on here, but
we did not.
I was curious, because I don't know if he's the league leader. I think he's up there in stolen bases. So I was curious, who's the Guardian/Indian franchise leader in stolen bases?
In stolen bases?
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. One hint. Is it in our lifetime?
Yes. Yep. Okay. We've seen him play.
Okay. That's all I need to know. We'll figure it out from there.
Mm-hmm.
Justin said the zoo is selling cockroaches that you can name for Valentine's Day that they're feeding to a turtle. $10 per.
Of all the things to name, you want to name a cockroach that's going to go straight to its death?
It'd be funny. I mean, just think about that. Any person that you dislike the most, you can put that name on that cockroach and just watch it destroy that thing.
I got you. All right, now I'm on your level.
Or just the whole city of Ann Arbor. It all depends on how you do it.
It's a lot of cockroaches,
especially up there. You ain't lying. All right, I'm joking. All right, Brian, let's get
I'm
into our
trying to be
show.
good. I'm not
I know.
taking the
No,
bait. I'm
no,
letting you
no, it's
enjoy your
fine.
championship.
All right. Hold on? Did you see the TikTok video with the kid that roasted Ryan Day?
The kid who they posed for a selfie with him, and he said, "Go blue."
And he said, 4-0, baby, keep it up. Yeah, I saw that. That was fantastic.
I don't like it. I feel
I would
bad
have
for I
I'm not
kind
gonna
of feel
lie, I
bad for
probably would have
Ryan Day.
headbutted that kid.
You can't do that.
There might have been some. Well, the good thing is like he's in a prestigious place, Bry, so he can't really say some of the things that we could say.
Oh yeah,
And
right. All
I'm
you can
sure
do is
I'd
walk away.
be firing back at that kid with some yo mama jokes or something like that. Like we'll be figure something out. But that kid definitely deserved to
No,
get kicked at some point in time.
I'm just not a fan. Somebody takes time out of their day to allow you to take a picture with them, and then you do that. So, I mean, regardless of the Michigan and Ohio State ties, and just doing something like that, not for me.
Not for you. Not for you. Okay.
Not for
All
me. No.
right. Oh, this is great. All right. Let's get into our Cleveland headlines, Bry, and let's have some fun. All right.
Yep.
Is Chris here? Hold on. Is Chris here? We'll find out after this. All right, Brian, we do have some guard news. CC Sabathia into the All-Star Hall of Fame. Going in as a Yankee. It is what it is. I get it. But spending his time here in Cleveland, a Cy Young here in Cleveland. He is a World Series champion. I mean, I'm happy for CC. Thoughts, Bry, about CC going into the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, probably well deserved. Never really had the steroid cloud overtop him. I couldn't believe. I thought I heard maybe what was he with the Indians for 7 years, maybe, and with the Yankees for like 11. Is that right? Was he with the
Yeah.
Yankees that long? I don't
Yes, he
remember that.
was. Yes,
Yeah,
he
so
had a
that
very
makes
long
sense, I
career.
guess. Yeah, good for him.
Started,
He was always, I shoot, made me feel old. I can still remember like getting excited hearing about this 17-year-old kid that we had in the farm system and like bringing him up and like I think I don't know, my brother and I would play like all-star baseball 99 and he would be like a real young guy. So yeah, to think that his career is over and now he's going in the Hall of Fame, yeah. Made me feel a little bit old, but happy for him. I heard a little bit about him talking to the Kelsey brothers on their podcast, and he speaks very glowingly about Cleveland and how he grew up here, and I think maybe even got married in Cleveland. So yeah, no ill will against him. It's just, yeah, the Players Association wanted him to take every single penny, and the Yankees were offering every single penny. So it's kind of how it goes, I guess.
Justice said, "You are old." I mean, we are all old.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
It's okay, Brian. I'm ready for that. Now, hold on.
That's all right.
Have you hit the big 4-0 yet? You have, haven't you?
No.
Oh, is it this year coming up?
Yeah, I have. No, I did.
I thought.
Remember, my birthday was last September.
That's right. Okay. Yes. I'm sorry because I got another buddy that's turning 40 coming up, and I can't wait because we might be going down to. You might get a little fatty live at Pinehurst, coming up in April.
The golf course Pinehurst?
Yes.
Really? Get out of here. You don't play golf anymore. When was the last time you played?
Let's see here. Today is January 2020. Probably the kids were little. I played with you. So it's got to be about 10 years, maybe 9 years.
Wow.
But hey, for the great cause of a 40-year-old birthday with cigars, scotch, and golf, I'll pick up the clubs again.
Go to the range first. You'll be sore.
Oh, Brian, I know I'm already going to be sore. I have a feeling that's coming up. That's why the scotch is coming into handy.
There was one time I went to the range early in the year. This was maybe 5, 6 years ago, and I got a jumbo bucket, and I hit every ball in probably 20 minutes because I was so excited. And the next day I could barely twerk or move or anything like that. I'm like, what a dummy. I was very excited. I was very happy and just like teeing up one after another. Probably half of them at least were with the driver. So yeah, take it easy. He ain't as good as he once was.
Start with the wedge and start with half swings is what you're telling me?
Oh yeah, maybe even the putting green first.
Okay. Justin said we should come there. Somebody, oh boy, Justin, your turn. Yeah, that's right. I am a year behind you. Yeah, Justin's turned 45 this year. Woo!
Wow.
It's like a fart in the wind on that one. Man, oh man. Sneaks up on you.
Sure does.
All right, Bri. Also on your Cleveland headlines, we really didn't get into it at all. The Browns did hire a new offensive coordinator. There is a new offensive line coach that we kind of talked about. And now there's a new quarterbacks coach, which they promoted from within. Tommy Reese is taking over the offensive coordinator spot. Supposed hot up-and-comer. I heard Vrabel wanted to take him. I heard that Saban wanted him. And he did work with Saban. And then I also heard that Belichick might have wanted him over at North Carolina. So there's a lot of commodities for this guy. But with that being said, Stefanski is taking back over the play calling next year. Brian, how do you feel about the hire, and how do you feel about the additions that we have had?
I can't say I'm super surprised by any of the hires. We kind of thought, as we've been hearing the last couple of days with Jerry Jones hiring Schottenheimer, wanting somebody that he can kind of control, where he can call the shots, and he just needs somebody to fill that role. I kind of feel the same way for Stefanski and Reese. Like we needed an offensive coordinator, but Stefanski wants to do it his way, and he needs somebody who's going to fall in line and do it that way. And so, even before they introduced Reese last Thursday at the press conference, Stefanski made it clear and let everybody know, hey, I know you're going to be asking. I'm taking back play calling, and I think that was, for anybody who's paying attention, that's kind of what we were expecting, because it's whether it's for whatever reason, whether he thinks he's the best man for the job, whether he thinks, well, if I'm going to go down and get fired as a head coach in this league, I'm going to go down swinging. I'm going to go down my way. So I can't fault him for that. It gives you a little bit of encouragement to know that Reese was coveted by other people and other teams. But I think that there's just a lot we don't know about him. He's a young guy. If we do well offensively, I could see him getting some head coaching jobs maybe in the next few years. He's still young. I think he's 32 or something like that. So I can't imagine we'd be losing him super early. So I think the potential there is, if it works, that this can stick together for a few years and get some continuity there at our offensive coordinator position. But it makes you feel good that he was a quarterback, and in today's NFL, that's what you need from your offenses. You need to have a successful quarterback, and so he can at least relate to them a little bit, and they can relate to him, and he knows what they're seeing, what they're going through. So, yeah, I think he could have done worse than Tommy Reese. It's hard for me to get crazy excited about it just because he's never been an offensive coordinator before, so I don't know what he brings with that position. But I'm excited to see how it looks. I think it'll look similar to the Stefanski offenses in the past, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. We weren't the best, but when you're coming off a season like last year, middle of the road sounds great.
JVS asked, the great question is, can they truly evaluate and draft top-tier talent? Well, we've been waiting on it for 30 years. Yeah. Well. So, they can, they keep throwing darts. They hit one bullseye like every 10 years. And then, they had Joe Thomas bullseye, Myles Garrett bullseye, and then we've had a couple sprinkles here and there. But we'll see what happens. By the way, Brian, I know you don't watch our mentions or anything like that, comments after the show, stuff like that. But we had a few calling us crazy about Travis Hunter and just wanting him to play one position. And some of us, somebody called me fat and stupid, which was I thought comical because I kind of am. So I was all right with that.
Oh man, I'm getting creative. My goodness.
I know. I was waiting for Fat Lock. I was waiting for anything of that nature. But nope, I hope he shows it right in your face and somebody else drafts him and blah 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 blah. And it's nothing against Travis Hunter. It's just I just feel like that amount of snaps in the NFL, not many people can handle that many snaps. And it's kind of shown that when you get a guy that's a two-way player that comes out in the NFL, normally isn't a two-way player or out of college, normally isn't a two-way player in the NFL. So I'm just going off of statistics and everything else. So
it's just, I mean, with the comments, it's the world we live in today, I guess, unfortunately, that, I don't think either one of us said Travis Hunter's a terrible football player.
no.
But when you're picking second, you have to split hairs. And could he be great? Yes. If you tell me Travis Hunter's not going to deal with injuries at all, I'd probably take him.
Mm-hmm.
But I already have a really good cornerback that's injury prone, and I can't really count on him. And now, we're basically saying it's hard enough to play one way in the NFL and not get injured, let alone play both ways. So it would be great if you tell me he doesn't get hurt. Yeah, I'd probably draft him because he fills like two pretty high priority needs for us.
Mm-hmm.
But we're just saying that it'd be very difficult for him to play at a high level, going both ways and not get fatigued and play at his very best and be a guy we can count on in the fourth quarter when he's playing 70 snaps a game. It's one thing to do it in the fourth best conference in college football. Even in if you did in the SEC or the Big Ten or something like that, I'd be like, okay, maybe you can do that. He was doing it at Jackson State and Colorado. But I still think he's a very good player. But yeah, I think we are both on the same page that if you tell me he's an elite receiver that can also play cornerback and he's going to stay healthy, yeah, we'd take him. But he's just he's a pretty good corner and he's a pretty good receiver, and you're probably going to have to decide where to play him. And if he does get hurt, now you have holes at two positions if he goes down.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one, Bri. Also today, we had Andrew Berry talk to Mary Kay Cabot and I believe Jason Lloyd, and I can't remember who else, talking about Myles Garrett, Bri. Just pretty much came out flat and said it, we're not trading Myles Garrett, which that's fine and dandy. I didn't think the Browns would trade Myles Garrett. I figured Myles Garrett would come close to retiring here unless something really happens and he looks at them and says, this isn't working for me, and asked for a trade. But I didn't see the Browns letting go of Myles Garrett right now. I think it'd be kind of stupid if they did, because they need a fan base, especially after everything that's happened. They need a fan favorite and a fan base to be kind of behind this team going forward. And if you traded Myles Garrett, Bri, there'll be a lot of pitchforks and burning embers coming towards the Bria site there. I mean, Bri, did you think there was even a chance that they would trade Myles Garrett this year?
No, I mean, I wouldn't say there was 100% chance they were not going to trade him, but I never really considered it as a realistic situation, because I think basically if you trade Myles Garrett, you're admitting to a full-on rebuild. And if you trade Myles Garrett, you might as well trade Denzel Ward. You might as well trade Jerry Jeudy. You might as well trade anybody over the age of 25 and just try to basically do what the Oklahoma City Thunder are doing or have done, and just stockpile draft picks and, try to win in 4 years or 5 years or something like that. So, yeah, I didn't really think they were going to do that. But at the same time, I thought if Myles Garrett comes to you and says, "Hey, I've been giving my heart and soul for this franchise, for this city. I really want to go try play for a championship in the next couple of years, and I don't see a path to do it in Cleveland. So I'm not going to make a big hubbub about it, but I want you to seek a trade for me." So if he does that, if he does it the right way, I think maybe you think about it. But just to get rid of him, to maybe kickstart a rebuild and try to fast track it because you get a couple more first rounders. I mean, if they did it, I won't be very excited because Andrew Berry's track record speaks for itself, especially in the first round. It hasn't been great. So why would I give up a no-brainer Hall of Famer still in his prime for a couple guys that you hope might be starters for this team, like adequate starters? So yeah, I'm not too concerned about it. I would be shocked if they did it, and I think it just sends a terrible message to your fan base and your team, and a team that and a fan base in particular that just came off the Deshaun Watson situation and is trying to raise money for a new stadium down the road. I think that would be about the worst look that you could have.
Yeah. Jameis feels like he's grandstanding for a new contract. I can agree with that one too, because guess what? He's not the highest paid defensive player right now.
Not even close. What did I hear? One of the Bosa's getting like 34 million, and he's making 25 million. So
yeah, I mean,
that's I mean, you understand.
Mm-hmm. 100% possible that he's kind of putting his hands in there and going, all right, if you guys are going to do this, I'm going to need a new contract. I mean, I get it. I don't blame him. I don't blame him 100%. To be a defensive player last year, named in the finalist of defensive player this year, you can't deny his greatness. And I wish that every holding call would actually get called when they tackle him to the ground every time he rushes, which nobody wants to admit that, but we all see it. He gets hooked and tackled every day. And if those get called, it would be a different story. I think he would go down as one of the best defensive ends probably ever in the NFL. He's right up there now. He's getting close to it. I mean, there's not many people that can stop him.
Well, let's be honest. He'll never have more leverage over the Browns organization than he does this year. I mean, he is the only thing that we can count on as Browns fans, and the organization can't count on the coaching staff, the front office. What other players can you? I mean, Denzel Ward, one big hit away from career being over. JOK possibly career being over. Nick Chubb, not sure if he's coming back. Joel Bitonio might be retiring. Like all these staples of the Browns franchise, and they're all getting older. Their future is very much in doubt. He's the one guy who's like, all right, we can count on Myles. That's about it. Jerry Jeudy had a great one season last year. I can't say he's going to repeat it this year.
Yeah, and even at the beginning of the season, though, it wasn't great coming out of the gates. It got better as the season went on because, they actually started giving him the ball, which was kind of shocking to me. Brian, let's have some fun. Let's move on from bad football to good football. We had the conference championships this weekend. You had the Commanders and the Eagles, and you've had Buffalo again against the Kansas City Chiefs. Brian, I was actually rooting for the Commanders. Jane Daniels has played one heck of a season this year. I was rooting hard for them, but the Eagles now are healthy, actually looking like a Super Bowl team again, and just pretty much handled them the entire game. And then you had the Buffalo and Kansas City, and I think that's going to repeat for the next 2, maybe 3 years, maybe more, depending on how that all goes down. But ended up being a great game. Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes coming down to fourth down, blitz and throw up in the air. Brian, what did you take away from the conference championships this weekend? And another one. How good is Saquon Barkley, Brian? I just wow. New York really screwed the pooch on that one.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'd compare Saquon to like the Nick Chubb. I mean, he's probably, to be fair, he's probably more athletic than Nick Chubb has been the last few. And I'm talking Nick Chubb from 2, 3 years ago or something. I mean, there was a time they came out in the same draft. There was times where Nick Chubb was thought to be a better running back than Saquon Barkley. But you get in the right system, you get right now Philadelphia probably has the best offensive line, maybe second best to Detroit. So you get in the right system that's committed to running the ball, and you have a great offensive line in front of you, and yeah, you can do this if you're a very talented running back. Which there's probably, I don't know, 5, 10, maybe as much as 15, like really talented running backs in the NFL. So you get in a situation like that, yeah, you can do these crazy things like he's doing, being talked about as MVP and threatening the record for most rushing yards in the season. So I just it's gonna be a fun matchup between them and the Chiefs, and I don't know. We'll get into maybe previewing the game more next week, but you think back to a couple years ago and what a great game that was, and it came down to the wire, and the freaking Chiefs do what the freaking Chiefs do, and they win a one-score game like they seem to win every single one-score game, and it's frustrating, very frustrating to watch them do it. But you have to appreciate it. I've never been the type of guy to buy into it's rigged. This is what they want. I don't believe that. I think it's a convenient narrative for people to say when their team doesn't win. I'm not even sure that Mahomes is the best quarterback in the NFL this year. He might not even be like top 6 or 7. He probably is, but he's the most clutch. And whenever they need a score or a drive, he's leading his team down. It's just unbelievable.
You are having a party over there, my man.
Do you hear that? I'm trying to power through it. She's screaming.
Holy cow. Do you need to go take care of that?
No, my wife's in there.
Oh, okay. No. I was just, hey, tell you what, man, some pipes on her. Holy cow. Congrats on that, man.
I know. No, I know. I got the noise canceling earbuds in and I still hear it.
I'm sitting there, I'm like,
hopefully she settles
that's not
down.
that bad. And then I'm like, oh, wow. Okay, there she is. Somebody did not like her pudding cup today.
I don't know what I said for the last 2 minutes, but hopefully it was coherent.
Oh, no, it was definitely coherent. Justin said NFL is getting boring with all the offense and no defense. You can't really say that because the defense actually showed up, especially the past couple games with like the Buffalo Ravens game. The defense was great for both teams. You have great defenses out there. I mean, you had to have a defensive stop on 4th down. They called up a blitz, everything else. But, Brian, like I told you at the beginning of the season, until Kansas City gets kicked off the top of the mountain, I cannot not pick them to be at the top of the mountain. Like you said,
right?
There's just, hey, this is the whole shit with New England all over again, and New England's run and winning close games, and they should have lost, with the exception of the Giants, obviously. But it's the same thing as New England right now. You have a elite quarterback that has the system. Everybody's behind that system, and that's how it goes. He doesn't have to play great. He just has to play good enough. And once you get the ball, Brian, who more do you trust with 1:20 seconds left right now in the NFL, and you have to go win the game? There's only one person. It's
one, and then it's probably 5 blank spaces, and then you can throw like Josh Allen or Joe Burrow or Lamar Jackson in there. Yeah, it's not even a question.
I mean, I do have to thank Saquon Barkley for winning me some bonus bet money this weekend from DraftKings. Appreciate that.
Oh.
I did the anytime touchdown with Saquon for the $2 million bonus bet. Got a nice little chunk of change from that, so I appreciate that. Bri, are you
I
going to be
saw.
betting heavy on the Super Bowl?
Nah, I mean, heavy is in. I'll have several bets in, but I'm not going to blow my load or anything like that. Spend a paycheck or not even $100. Probably, I don't know, somewhere between 20 and 50. I would guess, just because it's the last game. But yeah, I saw Saquon. Very first play took it 60 yards for a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think he finished under his rushing yards. I think his rushing yards were like 125, and he only finished with like 115 or something like that. So I heard something today that so Saquon had 3 touchdowns, Hurts had 3 touchdowns, and they had this guy Will Shipley have a touchdown. So the Eagles had 7 rushing touchdowns in one game, and the Dallas Cowboys had 6 for the entire season.
Oh, Jesus God. Damn.
Just crazy. Yeah.
That's
Just
not good.
no, unbelievable. So, but going back to the Chiefs, yeah, you look at their offensive numbers, and they're not spectacular. They're like, I wouldn't say pedestrian, but you think, oh, the Chiefs, Kelsey and Mahomes and Kareem Hunt and DeAndre Hopkins and all these guys, you would think they'd have a tremendous offense. No, not really. Like the most underrated thing, and maybe all of sports, is the Kansas City defense. They always seem to get it done when they need to. And, Buffalo had a chance to win. It had nothing to do with Mahomes. Buffalo had the ball. All they needed to go down was score a touchdown, and they beat Mahomes. And the defense stopped them. And, so kudos to, we talk about the Patriots defense, before Brady really got going, they won a couple Super Bowls. And, we talk about other great defenses, the Ravens and the 49ers. But I feel like nobody really gives much credit to the Kansas City defense. And so,
is it because they have such stars on offense and Andy Reid that they
it's
just
the
fly
Mahomes
under
factor.
the radar?
It's the Mahomes factor. Think of Mahomes as Michael Jordan, and their defense is Scottie Pippen. They'll never get the credit that they deserve. Like, this was the first time all season. What have they played? 17, 19 games, maybe, Kansas City?
Mm-hmm.
This is the first time all season they scored 30 points.
Jesus.
So, other than the Denver game, their defense hasn't given up 30 points. The Denver game, they played all second and third stringers. Other than that game, they haven't given up 30 points at all. So it's just unbelievable what they do. Yeah, like I said, I just don't think they get enough credit. So, but they probably won't. They probably will never. It'll always be Mahomes and Kelsey, and who knows? Maybe this will be the last run for Kelsey and Andy Reid. Maybe they come back if they win and try to win a fourth. But if they lose, this could be the last chance.
Yeah. No, I get it. Kelsey's 35, and yet he's still doing what he's doing. Like, it floors me. Like, it's almost superhero-esque, dare I say, Bri. Like, it just feels that way. Like, it's like, okay, we're down. It's all right. Let me put the cape on. Put the cape on, take off the shirt, and here we go. And we're going to win this game. It's just, you can't count them out. No matter what game it is, no matter how far they're behind, you just can't count them out. And Andy Reid, Bri, dare I say he's getting up there with Belichick-esque. For the longest time, Bri, he was great in Philadelphia. He truly was. He had, McNabb. He had all those great teams in Philly. Philly said, we're done. He goes to Kansas City. And then look what he does with Kansas City. Like, all that guy's done is win. Now, granted, Bri, punt, pass, a little different. You know,
Mhm.
when you're 45 doing it with 12-year-olds, all right. But sorry, where do you rank Andy Reid right now? Andy Reid's got to be at the top, right?
For current head coaches or all time?
Yeah. No, current head coaches.
Oh yeah. He's got the hardware. And the thing he has over like Belichick and a lot of great coaches is he's done it in multiple places. He's had
Mhm.
success in multiple places with multiple quarterbacks. Um, you sometimes might forget how good he was in Philadelphia. I believe they went to 5 straight NFC championship games and maybe
It
one
could not.
Super Bowl.
Yep.
Yeah, couldn't get
That
over
was
the hump and
that
ran
was his
into
big thing.
Brady and the Patriots.
And that
Yeah.
was his big thing when he was in Philly is he couldn't get past that game. No, and they had great teams going up to that game, but he couldn't get past that game, and then everything changed. And kudos to them for Patrick Mahomes' talent and everything else, and drafting him where they drafted him. And it's amazing that you find gems in a draft, and everybody finds a gem. But for us, we just hold on to the seventh round kickers that we have to draft that are kicking for other teams, making meaningful field goals.
And to kind of bring this back to the Browns, maybe it's a good thing that we're not hitting on all cylinders right now because the Chiefs are just a
Too
machine.
good.
They're steamrolling
Yep.
everybody. So like, let them start to fizzle down a little bit, and hopefully that's when the Browns are coming up. Because right now, I mean, look at this season. They're not even playing. Feel like they're not even playing their best ball, and they've really only lost one game. Um, and so I know we're not going to talk about Deshaun anymore, but going back to the Browns thinking, because I get frustrated because people have hindsight when thinking about Deshaun Watson and what a terrible trade that was. All the Browns knew is they weren't good enough to beat Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, and
Mm-hmm.
so they tried. And say what you will about Baker Mayfield, he's been a lot better than any of us even thought. And kudos to him for squeezing every ounce of talent out of his game. Baker Mayfield and the Browns is not going to beat Patrick Mahomes. We played him. He played us for a half and beat us, and that was good enough to beat us. So imagine what he would do for a whole game. So you look at guys like Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, first ballot Hall of Fame guys, and they're just good enough to compete with Patrick Mahomes. Like they can't get over the hump. So how will we be able to with a 6 foot quarterback who's scrappy and makes a couple plays a game? It's just the Browns pushed all in. They thought we need an elite quarterback to try to beat this guy, and it couldn't have worked out any worse. But I agree with the thought process, and I agree with us um, being aggressive because what would have sucked is just saying, no, we're just going to keep running it back, run it back, run it back, run it back, even though we really can't compete with the Chiefs. And, I know we almost beat them that one time, but again, Mahomes played a half and beat us pretty good in that half. And we're up so much that they could throw Chad Henne in there and he holds on to beat us. So yeah, they had to take a stab in the dark and go all in, and they did, and it worked out terribly. But I support the decision to do that.
Yeah. And Browns fans, all Browns fans, I'm talking to you right now. Every Browns fan out there. I want you to take a look at the Washington Commanders. Okay? They took a swing. They made the second overall pick. Took Jane Daniels. They were in the NFC championship game. It can happen, Bry. It can. You just got to catch lightning in a bottle. You really do. And especially with this time and era in the NFL, you can turn it around. There's been a lot of teams that have been some of the worst teams in the NFL and made it to the playoffs next year. We've been one of them twice, Bry, and hopefully we can do it again. And hopefully they can figure this out and right the ship. But If you look at the Washington Commanders, look what they did. I mean, it's exactly the same. Like, right? Did you pick the Washington Commanders to go to the NFC Championship game?
Oh, absolutely not. I mean, I can still think back to week 2 or something when they played. I think a lot of people got bounced in their Survivor League because they picked the Bengals to beat the Commanders, and now it's like, really, you
I
picked
think
the
you were one
Bengals
of
over the
them.
Commanders, but at the time, yeah, I might have been. And it's like, who the heck is this Jaden Daniels guy? He's beating Joe Burrow in Cincinnati on a primetime game. Maybe we should start paying attention. You just, in the past, you've never seen a rookie like have this much success in his first year. And even going back to CJ Stroud last year, taking that franchise to the playoffs and beating the Browns in the first round, it's just unheard of to turn around the ship that quickly. And the national media wants to so badly, they want to say, well, this is because Dan Snyder no longer is the owner of the team. I mean, that has very, very little to do with it. That's maybe 10% of the pie, and the other, 70% of the pie is because you've got a franchise quarterback who's just balling out. And,
You got the coach
it's
that
just,
matches the team, which we have talked about the most. You have a coach that matches the team. You have the quarterback that matches the team. And that's all you really need. You have both right there. And they feed off each other. I mean, Bry, how many coaches do I see wear a backwards hat as they're coaching? Not many. But that man wears it all the time.
well, right. And Dan Quinn's a good coach, but he's not a great coach. It's not like Dan Quinn is the reason that this whole thing is turning around. He has a part of it, but like I said, it's Jane Daniels, and you just don't know. That's what should give Browns fans hope going into this draft. And I've told you, I'm not a huge fan of either of the guys at the top, but if we end up taking one, I'll talk myself into it. Jane Daniels. A lot of people said, "Oh, Caleb Williams for sure, number one," and then it's between Daniels and Drake May. Probably Drake May's a little bit better. So it's like people were even in this draft, were putting him behind 2 other rookies, and now that just seems absolutely crazy to even bring that up.
Yeah, I know.
But the one thing that Jane Daniels has that I don't know if these quarterbacks have is he has the track record in college in a very difficult conference. Like, that's the one thing that maybe I keep coming back to with Sanders and Cam Ward. They both played in lesser conferences. And Carson Beck, as bad as Carson Beck looked this year, and he looked so bad that he had to go back for another year of college rather than come out in the NFL draft, because everyone before the season said he was a first round pick, no brainer. Well, he's going back. I almost guarantee you he's going to look really good at Miami. I'd almost sign up for him being, maybe top 5 Heisman guy, because he's going to put up numbers because it's Miami.
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't have to play LSU and Alabama and Ole Miss and all these teams, and going to the Big Ten as well. So I feel like if they came out of one of those big boy conferences, I would maybe feel a little bit better. Like Jaden Daniels torched the SEC and put up like video game numbers. And so that should have let you know right there that, hey, this guy might be for real, because Caleb Williams didn't do that in the Pac-12. Drake May put up decent numbers, but again, as the ACC, so not big boy, big conference football. So, yeah.
Yeah, and it was also, what was it, North Carolina they played at?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're really looking to match up against the top of the top. I mean, they're playing Coastal Carolina. I get it, Bry. I get it, but there's hope. There's hope, Bry. There's hope. We will preach that hope coming next year and hopefully the draft. But Bry, it is time for one of our time-honored traditions. We are going to talk wings, but this time we are going to talk boneless wings on Fat Boy Tuesday. And Bry, I haven't seen this sounder in forever. I know it's our Fat Boy Thursday sounder, but I'm going to play it real quick before I get it changed. So hopefully here in the next 2 weeks, right, we'll have a new Fat Boy Tuesday sounder.
And now it's time for Fat Boy Thursday.
All right, so Brian, the reason why I brought up boneless wings tonight, and by the way, great topic we had last week with the ground beef. You wouldn't believe how many new recipes that I have got now from our conversation. Dude Network hooked us up with a whole bunch. There's other people that hooked us up with. So if you go to our TikTok, Instagram, and our YouTube shorts, our videos, this clip there, we were talking about ground beef, talking about some new recipes. You'll see them all right in there, and go check them out. Brian, it was great seeing some of the stuff. Like, we had goulash was in there. There was some ground beef and cabbage. There was some other stuff. Dude, it looked amazing. I was like, okay, I can get down with this. So some great stuff there. But tonight, Brian, the reason why I brought it up is you and I both eat wings. And it's kind of a glorified nugget for boneless wings, which I'm okay. Brian, it is. It's fine. It's a glorified nugget. But all these meal deals are coming out now where you can get 20 wings and a fry for $16.99 at Wingstop. You get 20 wings and fries at BW3's for $16.99. Popeyes is throwing their 2 cents in with their boneless wings. You have KFC throwing their 2 cents in with their sauced up nuggets. You have the Wendy's sauced up nuggets. So you have a lot of these trying to go after this boneless wing thing, Brian. Now, Brian, have you had Wingstop before? I assume you have.
Actually, I have, but so we just had one open in Medina probably 2 months ago, maybe 3 months ago now. So I had Wingstop one time, but it was a chicken sandwich. I haven't had their boneless wings yet, so.
Okay, but I mean, you see the concept they're going for. You get 20 boneless wings.
Oh, it's great.
Plus a large fry for $16.99. You can't go wrong with that. And the sauces and everything else, especially because B-Dubs is trying to match what, I believe is what Wingstop's doing. So, Bri, we didn't really talk about like the new saucy nugs. We didn't really talk about the boneless wings and everything that's going right now. Bri, what are some of your favorite boneless wings and some of your favorite sauces?
Also, I just had maybe 3-4 weeks ago. Taco Bell has boneless wings now.
I know.
I don't know what they call them. Is that what they call? Do they call them boneless wings?
I think
Do they call them nugs or something?
I think they're
okay.
Chicken nugs.
They're not bad.
Really?
They got maybe like some different. Yeah, they got some like different spices to them. So
Okay.
so like it's got maybe a little more seasoning than a normal. But they don't sauce them, I don't think, for you. But you can get a dip. It's basically like chicken nuggets, but they're more like a small boneless wing, I would call them. So yeah, those are good. I recommend getting those. I'm trying to think of the best like national chain or ones like places here on tap and JoJo's in Medina that I get the boneless wings at that are really good, but nobody really has had those. I like Wing and Lizard boneless wings, and they got a Goldfinger sauce, which is kind of like a gold barbecue. Do you know what? Like a Carolina barbecue, kind of basically.
Yeah.
That's really good. Yeah, when I go to, me, I'm a boneless over bone-in guy most of the time, and it works out for me. I don't know if I do it every time, but a lot of times anymore, bone-in wings are like $16 for 10 or something like that. And you can get boneless, like 10 of them for $9 or something like that. So, I mean, that factors into it when there's that big of price discrepancy. B-dubs. Usually my two go-to are, I usually like something with a little kick to it. And I haven't been there in a while. But I know Asian Zing they have.
Oh God,
That
yeah.
sometimes gets a little warm. I love the Asian Zing, and then also the Caribbean Jerk. Those are kind of my two
God, yes.
go-to sauces there. Other than that, I'm always good for either a barbecue or a sweet and spicy sauce. Typically my two go-tos.
So, like for me, like if I go to Wingstop, their Korean barbecue is really good. I'll get that. They have a mango habanero sauce, which is really good.
Mm, yeah,
B-dub
sounds good.
for spicy garlic is always my go-to. I just can't help it. I grew up on it. Spicy garlic's always my go-to. But I concur. The Caribbean jerk it's really good too. Also, if you haven't had it, the Sauce Gardner sauce is really, really good at BW3.
At B-Dubs?
Or yeah.
Huh. They have a sauce Gardner sauce?
Yes, and it's really good, Bri. I think it'd be right up your alley. It's got the nice smoky flavor, a little sweet, but then it's got the heat a little bit on the back end of it. I think you would like it. Plus, they came out with a couple new ones with their Cajun sauce and then like their maple bourbon sauce and some other ones.
Oh yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, that's
the one that intrigues me the most is like when we got Wendy's sauce nugs. Like I got excited because I'm like, okay, Wendy's got sauce nugs. I got to try these out, right? So I go there, do the sauce nugs, and I'm like, all right, can I get because they do the garlic parm. I'm like, give me the spicy garlic parm. And I'm thinking they put buffalo sauce in it. No, they just gave you the spicy chicken nuggets and then just put the garlic parm on top of it. And I'm like, that's not what I was looking for. But some of the deals, Brian, that they're coming out with, like you said, sometimes you get, bone and wings are like 16, 17 bucks when you get boneless wings for, 10 for 11 or 10 for whatever it is. You got to find the deals. But some of these deals these guys are putting out for 20 wings, 20 boneless wings and fries for $16.99. You can't really pass that, and especially at B-Dubs. And now that they're doing the buy one, get one, have you seen that? Buy one, get one, Monday through Thursday. Monday and Wednesday, it's buy one, get one burger. Okay? Tuesday, it's buy one, get one bone-in wings. Thursday, it's buy one, get one boneless wings.
Wow. That's a really good deal. I'll have to talk the wife into going.
I mean, you can't pass it up. Like, my wife's like, she goes, are you really getting BW3s again? I'm like, I can't pass the deal up, honey. It's buy one, get one. And especially the Buffalo Wild Wings, I'm not even going to say, everybody knows where I live at. If you don't, then I'm not going to tell you. But there is a new one that opened here. Whatever cook took care of my wings over last week, man, you deserve a high five like you would not believe. Bri, I ordered 20 wings, and I ordered the potato wedges, the little JoJo's.
Right.
I get my order. I'm like, just expected 20 wings. That's it. And I got the 4 different sauces because you get 4 different sauces. And they have this little container, separate everything for it, everything else, Bri. This man hooked me up with 36 boneless wings.
What?
This
is at B-Dubs?
Yes. So I got it delivered to the house.
Wow.
And I opened it up. I looked in there. I'm like, kudos to you, dude. And dude, I got extra everything. I was like, all right, I guess they were done at the end of the night and they're just closing shop right now. Look at this. Like I was like
probably his last day at work. Yeah, just took everybody up.
I'm like, there's another one. It's stuck underneath here. I'm like, holy shit. But no, I think the wing deals are great. And if you can get them, Wingstop does have really good boneless wings and their fries are delicious. Plus they make their homemade ranch dipping sauce. If you go there, I recommend the Korean barbecue. I recommend that habanero. Also, they're hot. They're buffalo hot. And B-Dubs is doing the same thing right now. Take advantage of it. If you love boneless wings, take advantage of it.
Oh, yeah. Razzles. Doesn't Razzles have pretty good wings? Didn't we do that a couple times?
Razzles has great wings.
That's what I thought. Yeah, I'm a fan. I forgot about like the bourbon sauce. I'm a big fan of Even like a spicy bourbon is right up my alley. You don't see it a ton anymore, but yeah, something like that or orange in Medina on tap. They got one like an orange chicken sauce
Oh
or
God,
some
yes.
sort of Asian sauce, Szechuan, sweet
They got
chili,
the they got the
all
sesame
that.
ginger or whatever, which is really good sometimes too.
Hmm
Oh yeah. Uh, Javius, I hope I am pronouncing your name right. I hope it is Javius, and I'm not acting like a
I
retard
can't
right
help you. I
now.
can't see it.
He says if you've ever been to Two Bucks, their fries and boneless wings are amazing.
There's one in Middleburg off of Bagley Road, or at least there used to be. I've never
Yes,
been
I know
there,
which
but I've
one you're talking.
seen it.
There was
So
one here
shoot,
in North Olmsted, but they closed it down in the local bars. By the way, fan favorite of ours, Bry. You remember My Corner Bar?
oh yeah,
Bry, they came out with a new menu.
that's the place that has the My Brother's Barbecue, right?
Mm-hmm. Bry, they came out with
Oh,
a
that
new
was
menu.
really good
I
barbecue.
I saw the menu. I'm excited. Holy cow, do they have
That's a
deals
cool
going on
place.
like crazy? They got smash burgers now. They upgraded their burgers. They got like six different burgers. They got now 8 appetizers. They got some salads, some other stuff. My Corner Bar, one of our favorite places. Brian and I had a blast at My Corner Bar the last time we were there, and the food, scratch made right in front of you. Amazing, amazing food. Go check them out. Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you, Jay. Hey, I said it right, Brian. James said I said it right. Bonus.
Well done, sir.
All right, Brian.
I'll say let me just I'm very much against Wendy's sauce nugs. Just because I think they upcharge it. I don't know how much more what do they charge you? An extra $2 or something like that. Like it's a sad day when Americans are too lazy to dip their own chicken nuggets in a sauce. They have to have somebody else sauce them up for them. So, like, God, hey, take me to the morgue the day that I don't have enough energy to sauce my own nugs, and they're gonna charge you a premium for it. Like, I love Wendy's. Don't get me wrong, but that's ridiculous to me.
You've heard it here on Illegal Ham to the Face. Bry hates Wendy's.
Taking a stand.
Taking a
Got to
stand.
stand for something, or you'll fall for anything.
Oh my
Taking
god.
a
No, Bry, I understand where you're coming from, but it's not like it. How can I explain it? No, I can't even explain it. I get what you're saying. I get 100%.
You're barking up the wrong tree. Yeah.
Yeah, because normally I would rebuttal you on this, but I'm sitting there going like, you can dunk nuggets and whatever you want to dunk in. Just make the sauces. Like every place has 9 different. Like you go to sweet and sour sauce. McDonald's has it. Wendy's has it. Burger King has it. Barbecue sauce. They all 3 have it. I know McDonald's has got the hot sauce and then the ranch sauce and stuff. Just make some different packets of sauces that you can dip stuff in. That's all you need to do. It's not that hard. It's not that hard, right?
I mean, if they want to call it a boneless wing, then maybe they might have some. But to me, it's still a nugget, and nuggets are made for dipping. So,
Brian, when it's
yeah,
shaped like a mess,
like what?
when it's shaped like a messed up goldfish, that's like the nugget that you've had in high school and you grew up as a kid. When they're just kind of like, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of boneless wings, but I'll eat them. Like sometimes, like if I'm going out for wings, I'm getting bone-in wings. But if I'm wanting to snack around the house and stuff like that, I'll get bone-in wings. Like I'm all right, or boneless wings. I'm all right with that. But if I'm going out to a place to get wings, I want to see what their wing game is. I want to see how good their actual wings are.
Well, and you can't absolutely screw up boneless wings. I've had boneless wings that have too much breading on them, and it's just like,
Shut
yeah,
up.
yeah, oh yeah, definitely.
No.
You haven't had boneless wings with too much. Oh yeah, definitely. You get like half the thing is chicken, and the other half is just fried stuff.
Now, Brian, this is an honest show, and you can be honest with me on this show. is the reason
Hmm?
why you don't like to get your hands messy?
No, it's just easier. I feel like they taste better. Um, I feel like the chicken is better quality chicken. Not in all boneless wings, because obviously with anything, it's just going to be whatever type they buy. But you know me, I'm not a fan of real fatty chicken. So I feel like sometimes with bone-in wings, I'm chewing on it, I'm gnawing on it, and then a big hunk of fat or like the end. I just feel like I leave too much. But I'm not totally against bone-in wings. It just depends on my mood. I just more times than not I go boneless, like I said,
Yeah,
because of the
no,
price. And if I've had them there before and I know they're good, not too much breading, like I said, then yeah, for sure I'll go with them.
all right, I agree. Well, Bry, that's Fat Boy Tuesday for you right there. I mean, we got in a nice debate, talked to everybody about our favorite wings and our wing sauces. Can't go wrong with that, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, Bry, do you want to do trivia or top three next?
Well, from boneless wings to throwing up, let's go top three.
Oh, I love you so much. Here we go. My God. One of the greatest segues ever. From stuffing your face with 20 boneless wings and french fries to let's get our top three puke names. All right, let's do it. Brian, God, I love you, buddy. So, Brian, you said top three alternate names for throwing up, right?
Yep.
I'm going to
Slang
let you.
term. It could be one single name or it could be like a phrase.
Okay, I'm going to let you go first, so I kind of get a bearing with myself after you just kind of went from boneless wings to throw up. All right, so
All
let you
right.
go first. Give me your top three.
Well, number three, I was split, but I'm going to go with Hurl. So Hurl's number three, always a classic. Number two, I don't know if many people call it this, but I do, especially when I find somebody like my wife's old boss had a husband with the name Ralph. So for whatever reason, whenever I'd see Ralph, I'd always think of puking your guts out. So Ralph was number two, and then number one for me. I heard it today, and it's just such a stupid, hilarious phrase. Blowing chunks.
Oh yeah. All right. All right. All right. So number three for me, Bry, Hurl. Hurl's got to be on there.
Okay.
All
Yep.
right. Number two, showing your insides. What are you doing over there? Showing your
I don't
insides?
know.
All right. I'm being dead serious.
I
that
haven't
was
heard
kind
that
of like
one.
my family thing. Show me your insides. I'm like, oh, you're showing your insides over there. All right. And Bry, number one for me, and you just said it, Ralph. That's the only thing I can think of
Ralph.
because you just sit there and you're like, Ralph. I mean, it's just, I mean, but you also have like Upchuck. You have,
Chuck.
I mean, there's so many other ones that you can
Puke.
get.
I mean,
Puke.
puke's the
Yeah.
barf. I
Yeah,
think of
barf. Hey,
what's the dog's name from Spaceball? Barf, isn't it?
barf. Yes. Also, hey,
Yeah.
Varsity Blues, calling up some dinosaurs.
That's right. It's been a while since I've heard that one. Tossing your cookies. I've heard
There it is.
that one. That was up there too. Did I say spew? That was
Spew is
Wayne's
another
World.
one. No, God, Spew's a great one.
What's the other one my dad used to say when we throw up from drinking too much? Something about like calling the porcelain gods
There
or
it is.
screaming to
Yes.
the porcelain gods, like when you're over the toilet.
Yes. Yes.
Um, Oh yeah, so there's just so many. I'm sure. Hopefully, other people can think of some and send it our way because there's a bunch of like really good ones. And like I said, I meant to Google it to find out. So I'm sure there's some I've never heard of that are just gonna have me rolling.
Javius said, "Up, Chuck." Chris said,
Yeah, I forgot
"Going
about
to
that
give
one.
the dinosaurs a call, Varsity Brews." That was great. There's a
Yeah,
hot dog in here. Y'all want it?
yeah.
Great, great. Oh my god, I forgot how funny that was. Oh my god, Brian, that was a great top three. I thank
Yeah,
you
they
so
don't
much
all
for
have to
that
be
top
earth
three.
shattering. They can be stupid and silly. And yeah, hearing that story about the player from Duke, I'm like, man, there's a lot of good ones. What the
I
heck?
mean,
Let's just do it.
I mean, how many starting pitchers? Like, there's been pitchers that have puked on the mound. I didn't see. Now I'm going to have to go back and look at the video of Duke. But
Oh, it's just
anybody,
crazy.
Javius, send a word out. Chris, everybody, we want everybody's top three puke names. Throw up names. Whatever you got, send them to us on all of our socials at Ham Illegal. I want to see them all. See if we have some new ones that we can bring up next week, Brian. That was fantastic.
Oh, you see football players do it all the time. Like I think Josh Allen talks about doing it like almost every single game. Like it's like a pregame ritual for him.
I watched Riley Leonard
so,
do it in the national championship game.
Oh, did he? On the sidelines or in on the field of play?
No, after their first drive, when he pretty much did the entire offense, he came off the field and just threw up everywhere, and then just sat down and feed them everything. They're like, "Here, drink some Gatorade." Yeah, that's going to work.
Yeah, should have known he wasn't fit to win a national title after one drive that night.
All right, Brian, let's get to our trivia. We'll close out our show tonight. Our trivia is brought to you by City Dogs Cleveland. Please help out City Dogs Cleveland. If you can adopt, please adopt. If you cannot adopt, please volunteer, donate, do whatever you can do to help out a city dog from City Dogs Cleveland. And there's some beautiful faces that are adoptable at City Dogs Cleveland. Please help them out. Greatly appreciate it. Bri, I just got a like on our X account, Bri. The man, the myth, the legend, Ken Carmen gave us a like, and he's watching right now.
Oh, yeah.
Him. We had a blast with him on our show. Got to get him back on. It is the off season now. I think he'll come on. Have some fun with us.
I guarantee he's got some great names for puking and
I'm sure he does. I actually might
guarantee he does.
I'm going to send him the tweet later. I'm going to talk to him later and see if he's got some great names for us, because I think that's fantastic. I think he does. I think he's got I bet you he's got like 20 in the chamber. I think he's going to go, hey, just like James Vanderbeek, just start random. Pedro, not going to go through the whole list if you have not watched Varsity Blues, but you understand what I'm getting at.
I haven't. I have not.
You still
not all the way through,
Varsity
anyways.
Blues?
I know. No. Adam gave me the copy, and I think I still have it, and I've never. I mean, I've watched it on TV. I'll watch it. I'm terrible with popping in a movie and sitting down for 2 hours to watch it. But if it's on TV, I'll stop and I'll watch it for 10 minutes and then forget about it. So I guess I just don't have the mental capacity to watch the whole thing. Right. But I will. One of these days, I will.
Brian, I'm giving you homework. You have
maybe with Madison, I'll show her this is what high school football is all about.
I give you 2 weeks to watch one movie, Varsity Blues. You can take 14 days to watch it, Bri, but you have to watch Varsity Blues.
Okay, maybe all this Sunday night, no football, might be a good chance to do it.
You would love it, like you wouldn't believe. Like you would be so pumped up. Oh, Bri, one of the great movies in our childhood time. God, when did that come out? Like 97, 98, 99?
Something like that. Late 90s, early 2000s. Yeah.
All right. So your trivia tonight was a baseball trivia with Ricky Henderson. And the Guardians/Indians leader in stolen bases.
Mm-hmm.
Brian, there's only one name that comes to mind, and it's Kenny Lofton, but I don't think it's Kenny. Is it Kenny?
I knew you'd get it. Yeah. Kenny Lofton, of course, Kenny Lofton.
Well, no, because I mean we've had such great ones, Bri. Like I'm not saying it's not just Kenny, but I mean we've had Jose Ramirez is up there in stolen bases. He steals bases all the time.
Sure.
That was the one that kind of threw me for a wrench. That's why I asked if it was in our lifetime. But did you see the interview with Kenny Lofton about the new pitch rule and everything else? About how he would, if he would be like the king leader in stolen bases right now? He goes, "Are you kidding me?" He goes, "Back in my day, you had to get on base to steal bases. Like you had to hit to get on base to steal bases." He goes, "Now, if you just walk, get on base, they only got one chance to pick you off. You might as well take it." Like I was like, "Dang, man."
Yeah, I bet Jose's up there, or he's getting up there. He might have the lead. You forget that Lofton had a second stint with the Indians. I believe he was traded to the Braves in like 96, 97 for Marquise Grissom. But he came back, I think, maybe early 2000s. So he might have played a couple years with us there, too. So he got a bunch.
All right. Great trivia, Brian.
But, well, and maybe this is maybe a discussion for another time, but you talking about Ken Carman, they were having a discussion on their show, or he might have made a statement like, because CeCe was going into the Hall of Fame, and is going in as a Yankee. Like he said, after Jose Ramirez, there may never be another Guardian to get into the Hall of Fame. That's sad. Like, is that what it's going to take for us to get a Hall of Famer from Cleveland? Is a guy to give us a massive hometown discount? Like, I don't know. Maybe, it's hard to believe that that many people would want to stay in Cleveland when New York and Boston and LA are throwing $100 million, $200 million more dollars out there. So I don't know. That would be sad, but might not be too far off.
Hold on. Writing it down. All right. It's on the list. We have a good off season coming up. All right. All right. We're here at the end of the show. I want to thank everybody. Javius, thank you so much for coming in the comments and joining the show. I hope you enjoyed processed food and liquor. Oh, my goodness.
Sounds like most Saturday nights.
It definitely sounds like Saturday nights. Thank everybody for joining us tonight. Chris was in here. Justin, Mom, James. God, we got a whole stream. Thanks for the Dude Network for reposting tonight. Ken Carman, thanks for the like. Appreciate it. Brian, we're at the end of the show. We're definitely uncorked and unloaded. We want to thank our troops and first responders for everything you guys do. Bri, you want God bless them before we get out of here?
Yep. God bless you. God bless America.
All right. We will see you guys next Tuesday as we talk Super Bowl, baby. Hey, Bri, you know what that means? One of our favorite times.
Super Bowl foods.
Super Bowl foods. Here we go. Join us next week.
What a spread.
I know. I can't wait. All right. See you guys next week. Have a good night. See you.